Alright, folks, the long and winding road has brought us to the grand finals of the Premier League Season 5 Radiance Cup, the fourth of 7 semi-weekly cups that have been held. And then, of course, we will have a playoff cup at the end to determine who is the winner of TPL Season 5. We had some fantastic games already today, and here we are, the best of three to determine who takes it all. VP? Alliance? I don't know. I mean, share your thoughts in the Twitch chat, but your casters for the final time today, or at least one of the three final times today. I'm Vykromond, sitting in for Blaze, who is off celebrating a much-deserved vacation, celebrating his wedding anniversary with his wife, and TriumphOfMan here, reprising his role. How are you doing, my friend?
I'm looking forward to this match. Oh boy, Virtus.pro, this is a big match. And if they can win this game, not only will it be a huge victory over Alliance, but the thing is, they need, right now, this is a good result for them to get to the to get the final either way, because they're in fourth spot. They're tied up on 50 points, and fourth spot is the final qualifying spot for the Super Cup at the end of the season, and that's where all the money is. So if they can win this match, that pretty much almost completely shoes them, unless Fnatic come back and flat out win the next two cups, it pretty much confirms them as a top 4 placer. And Fnatic has to completely crush their way to the next couple of cups, so they can win this one. And if that said, second place still good for them, but not as safe. Not as safe indeed.
Absolutely. Yeah,
it looks like they're going to open.
Yeah, sorry.
It looks like they're going to open up though with the Bear Dog ban.
Makes sense, honestly. I like that, Bear Dog. Actually, I've not come across that before. And they take the Nature's Prophet for themselves, so a little bit tricky. VP, of course, they've always loved this Nature's Prophet. They were running it even when almost no teams would go for a Nature's Prophet. They love that hero. They love what it gives them. They love the global presence, the ability to join ganks, and KSI, an excellent Nature's Prophet player in his own right here. I completely lost my train of thought. So what do Alliance go for, I guess?
Well, here's the thing. I mean, Admiral Bulldog, also known as Admiral Bear Dog, he's first hero, Lone Druid. Second hero, Nature's Prophet. If he doesn't get either of those, generally speaking, we'll see a Bounty Hunter somewhere along the line. So I'm kind of expecting that. Maybe the Darkseer. They tend to go for the Bounty Hunter, I'm pretty sure, more than the Darkseer. That said, nope. All right, then. It'll be the Darkseer.
Also, Clockwork an option, I feel like. And here's the Tree and Protector once again. We call this the Radiance Cup, but maybe it's more the Branches Cup, because time and time again, Treant Protector in every single game that he wasn't banned in the first phase, we've seen him. And I hesitate to ask, but do you know what the win rate has been? It seems like it's been pretty good.
Yeah, actually, I'd need to double check on that, but yeah, it's been pretty damn good. Interesting point. Alliance almost always first ban, make sure that Trent disappears somewhere in that first series of bans. This time around, they actually risked Virtus.pro snapping it up. So they said, you know what, let's let it go. And they take it themselves. So we'll see what Alliance can do with this instead. And the question is whether or not EGM or Aki is going to be running the Trent Protector. Any thoughts on that?
Actually, that's an excellent question. EGM, I mean, he plays just about every hero in every role, so maybe the default for a hero like this that Alliance haven't played, they've played it, honestly, and I think it's been EGM on it. But Ake, I mean, he's got excellent global awareness. I mean, he's one of the... I think he was at some point the play caller, although now it's mostly S4 or Loda. So I think either of these players well capable of this hero. If you want something that's going to land brilliant skill shots, maybe you give EGM something else and just put Ake on the Treant, but I don't know, honestly. I'm not quite sure. What I do like about VP's draft here is VP is one of those teams that can take Gyrocopter and you have no idea what it means, because NS plays it a ton. Airman plays it a lot. It could be a carry gyro, it could be a extreme early damage support gyro, it really could be anything. And the other note, of course, is VP have been running all day with a stand-in. They were running Medved of Jada Medved from Z-Rage in the mid-roll, but here they actually get their usual mid back. So they have Tame My Wild for this last game, and you have to consider, even though Medved had excellent games, they have to be feeling very good being able to have their full 5 against what a lot of people call one of, if not the best teams in the world.
Yeah, I mean, shout out to Medved from Z-Rage. He really was solid tonight. And you know what, Alliance? You know what I want to see? Screw it. Roll the dice. Treant Protector carry. Loader's going to do it. Let's see it happen.
No, please.
Yeah. Just get that Battle Fury, get a crit stick, and off you go. Go and make magic happen.
It's so bad.
It is bad, so bad it's good. Let's see it happen. No.
It might be so bad that it wraps all the way through good back into bad, is my concern. And I do like the Naga ban from Alliance, though. The fact is, VP, because the flip side of securing this Gyrocopter so early is, yes, you mask your intentions, yes, the other team isn't going to have 100% lease on what you're doing, but you don't get Naga Siren. And I mean, you had commented in the semifinal, wow, like VP are picking this Naga early. This is why. She gets banned if they don't. People know just how much they love this Naga.
Yeah, well, they knocked it out. Speaking of bans, so Lich. I mean, we have not. He's been missing from the competitive scene for so long, and here he is. He's been picked once, he's been banned twice now, so he's definitely stepping up on the radar there. That said, Alliance now with the third pick. They also took out the Clockwork. So Virtus Pro, the question is what the Nature's Prophet's going to do. I mean, he could jungle, could take that Suicide Soul. He's got a lot of options. He's one of those heroes very flexible, can put him just about anywhere. That said, I am somewhat wondering. I mean, they've got to be careful. If they don't take a lot of solid heroes, I mean, Nature's Prophet, of course, the big weak point is he doesn't have a lot to offer early. It takes a long time to get rolling. Got the split push. He's annoying, sure. But, you know, if you've got the Dark Seal, the Wall, the Ion Shell, you've got Treant with his lockdown there. If you've got a whole bunch of heroes who can team fight early, the Gyro, like, if the Gyrocopter alone, if they don't pick another big team fight hero, they may really struggle to make things happen. Yeah. And especially up against a Chen, I mean, they've got lots of burst heal, so they don't have the burst damage to completely, or at least big disables. Chen, of course, makes a team of 5 so much harder. He adds something like 2,000 extra EHP or something ridiculous.
Also, this is the definitive answer who's going to play the Treant Protector in the form of this Chen pick, of course. This will be Ake Chen, the Treant up for EGM, and Virtus Pro, I mean, they let the Chen through. They were trying to take out these these combos. The Weaver combines incredibly well with the Treant Protector. I mean, Silent from Quantic, he had, what, a 17-1 game as Weaver backed up by Living Armor, so you really can't get through if the Treant Protector is through. And then the Lich, I mean, we've seen the power of him. He gets a ban here. What this does leave is Chen. Chen comes through third, and then they pick up a hero for Loda. They take the Alchemist. Alliance going to call VP's bluff on the early game. They say, you're a team that's known for being aggressive? Okay. We'll still outfarm it, and in the mid-game we will dominate you with just crap tons of items for the Alchemist.
Yeah, if Alchemist gets those early items and just can farm, like, he can just fight early. I mean, all he really wants, for an Alchemist to get aggressive, he needs like one item. That's a Shadow Blade. Suddenly he's such a huge threat. And he doesn't really need huge amounts of survivability. Like, he doesn't need to get the survivability item first just because Chen's there. I mean, his Rage already gives him a ton of extra regen and makes him hard as hell to kill, but at the same time, Chen's already there, gives him tons of extra health. If he needs, if he's in trouble, can always surge him out or use the arm, like use the living armor on him. So plenty of ability there to get lots of extra health. And I mean, Alchemist means he can pretty much insta-give somebody. So Leshrac, Rubik, he can take him out of the fight very quickly. And right now, not a lot of big lockdowns. So if Alchemist comes in and decides, I don't like your Rubik, they can knock the Rubik out very quickly. And I mean, I think that's probably the hero to go for. That or the Gyrocopter, just take him out of the fight straight away.
Ideally, I mean, if a Gyrocopter is fragile, you can really pick on him. If he gets his BKB late, or you can get before he actually activates the BKB, that can be a huge deal if you're Alliance. And I mean, I like both lineups. I think VP have very strong lineup here. I mean, we saw Arsart Leshrac just devastate EG in that semifinal game. I mean, he was doing extreme work. Most likely we see a reprisal of that. Arsart on the Leshrac, Rubik for NS, and yeah, at this point I think that's most likely the case with Airman on the Gyrocopter. VP, that just really leaves a mid, since KSI most likely either the jungle or solo lane. Actually, what's your take on that? Do you think he can solo lane against the Chen Treant, or will he have to go up in the jungle early?
I'm not 100% sure that we'll see. Chen Treant. I think he, you know what? I think he can. Depends how aggressive Chen gets, to be honest. Right. If Chen decides he doesn't like him, sure, he's probably going to have to bow out of there. But if it's just Treant Alchemist, then, well, no, that's it. I mean, there's a problem. If he tries to get close to CS and Alchemist decides to pop the concoction, and if Alchemist gets a concoction on top of him, Treant, even if Treant, like, they don't have a big nuke, if Treant just waddles over there and starts punching him, that's a lot of damage. We comment on how hard Treant hits.
Absolutely.
Nature's Prophet, you can't stand up to that.
I agree. I really like this OD ban. Virtus Pro took a long time to decide, do we ban the OD? I mean, it's a hero that Alliance, they don't really run. So do we take this hero and run the risk of that Treant OD lane just completely destroying us? Or do we try to ban out one of S4's more preferred heroes? And I think they just judged, and I think this is right. He has so many preferred heroes. Like, let's just take out the best possible combo to the team they already have, rather than try to augur the stars for what hero is S4 best on. So S4 gets a hero he's very happy with. Queen of Pain, of course, no slouch in combination with Treant Protector either. Now, S4 is not a mid player that's known for going that super aggressive, get the early kills before level 4 style. Do you think we'll see more aggression from him in concert with this Treant Protector, or
Nah, unless it's in his lane, no. The thing is, Queen of Pain, like she wants to get to level 7, maybe even level 8 before she really starts to get rolling on the ganks. If she, gets some, like if say she goes for a rune, gets some DD or haste, and the lane happens to be really overextended right as she goes for it, sure, she can go gun for a kill, but she really wants to sort of sit tight and get the levels because she's going to open with say probably 2 in Shadow Strike. She's going to get those early levels of Shadow Strike. Wants to max out the Scream and then of course get Sonic Wave as well. And it's really expensive too. Sonic Wave is expensive as hell as far as mana goes. So it's kind of she can struggle a bit if she's already using a few Screams to farm lane. She probably won't have enough for Scream, Blink, and Sonic Wave. So I think yeah, she probably just wants to sit down and just farm her lane. If she can get some kills in lane, sure, she'll gun for them. But at the same time, you got to be careful against Windrunner because if you say you're trying to blink into the middle of the Dire, like if you try and blink into the Dire tower, there are a lot of trees there for her to shackle you to, and you get pinned down by that, it's lights out.
Great point. And that's going to take. I mean, one thing that will be required is great discipline on the part of Tame My Wild. He's a player that. He's a mid that really actually is quite aggressive. I mean, he wants to rotate early, which is a little more difficult to do with something like Windrunner than it is with Puck, say. And he's a hero who wants to really win his lane convincingly. He doesn't want to draw. He wants to win. And sometimes this is great, and sometimes I feel like it gets him in a little bit of trouble. We've seen him on his signature Puck really die more than he needs to sometimes, so especially against a Queen of Pain, who's backed up by Treant, Tame My Wild has to be very careful not to overextend. So I'll go ahead and introduce Virtus Pro since I'm already talking about them. We will have a tri-lane consisting of Airman, Illidan Stormrage on the Gyrocopter, NS on the Rubik, and Arsart on the Leshrac, which leaves Tame My Wild as the solo mid-Windrunner, and KSI, I'm actually not 100% sure. Will he go solo hard or solo safe? I'd probably still solo hard, I guess.
I mean, yeah. Well, here's the thing. I mean, you've got Rubik, you've got Windrunner, you've got Leshrac. I think this could actually be an aggressive tri-lane. I think there's definitely a possibility for it because, of course, if you land the shackles, they really sting, and you're probably going to have time to angle for the shackles because you've got the lift from Rubik and you've got the split earth as well. So she's got plenty of time to land the shackles and land her power shots. And of course, I mean, telekinesis means you are not going to miss the split earth. I mean, you'd have to there had to be a serious amount of miscommunication to mess that up. So there's the killing power. And the thing is, Aki needs a little bit of time in the jungle. Like he needs to, and he needs to find the right creep too. If you walk up like to a fight with a Sato, it's like, well, bugger. What are you going to do with it? And then the other hero, of course, is Tree. As we've established, Tree not a huge impact in that laning phase.
Yeah.
And you're up against 2 stuns, 3 stuns rather, 3 nukes.
Right.
That's not healthy.
I agree. That's definitely a way that they can. Why am I? I guess I'm remaking.
All right.
Well, we might get a remake, but I guess while we do the remake, why don't you introduce Alliance so we don't have to do it when we get back up into the game.
All right, so while we're waiting for Ange to fill us in on what the hell's going on, we have S4 playing Queen of Pain, most likely mid Aki on Chen, Loda playing Alchemist, EGM on Tram Protector, and Bulldog. Okay, apparently something fixed up. Anyway, and Bulldog as well on the Darkseer. I mean, this
Sorry, I think they might be just playing it out, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, one sec, I'm just gonna...
Sorry about this, folks. We'll get restarted in just a second. Alright, sorry folks, just give us 1 second. I wish I had the technical difficulties music on
Oh yeah, you set it up on an old bit thing. Alright.
Sorry folks, we'll get started immediately, I promise. Alright, folks, we're back in here with the Premier League Season 5 Radiance Cup Grand Final Game 1 Alliance VP. We had to have a quick little remake there, but we are back into it. I don't think that wasted more than about 2 minutes of time, so not too bad, thankfully. And here we are, back in here. Did you ever get a chance to introduce Alliance, Triumph? I forgot.
Yes, I did. We went over them pretty quickly,
Alright.
and I'm looking forward to Virtus Pro. I think this is an aggressive trial, just because. And I mean, here's the thing: that they've got to land some early kills, or at least a ton of early pressure. And I'm going to say, I think they need kills here because Alchemist is a kind of hero you can shut him down for say 5-10 minutes, and then if you leave him alone for a while, with Goblin's Greed, he catches right back up. I mean, he might not be as retardedly farmed as he could be, but he still gets up to a very respectable and competitive level fairly quickly, at least enough to take on, say, a Gyrocopter. So I think this is pretty crucial for Virtus Pro. Either this tri-lane completely dominates, or they're going to find themselves not being that effective and getting towards that mid game. Because like we said, Alchemist needs one item to get rolling,
Sure.
and then suddenly he gets that Shadow Blade, and suddenly he's super dangerous. And with stuff like the mech, especially if Chen is given time to farm, if they don't crush and Chen is given time to farm and get that mech, even say something like an urn, he's got a lot of healing power there, and that's going to be a huge issue for VP to deal with.
Sure, I definitely
look at
agree.
this.
Oh.
Look at the smoke gank. Oh,
yeah, here we go. I mean, they're a team that likes to be aggressive early. They always like it. I think they're comfortable in the role of, we have to get kills, we have to get the advantage. The only question is, if they get the advantage, will they run the risk of not being able to win off the back of it? They have some push, they have the Nature's Prophet, the Leshrac. I don't know what that means.
I like what they're doing here. There we go. They've got a fast look at this. They're going to scout out there with the trees and possibly even heroes are like to go, oh look, there's a tree. Let me just kill that for 10 extra gold. And now here comes the gank. The lift up on the tree. EGM getting picked up, lands to Split Earth, an easy first blood there.
Yeah, couldn't
That's exactly
honestly
what
be
they
any
want.
easier to kill that tree. And unfortunately, doesn't bring enough to that level 1 clash, and 2 players not there. S4, Queen of Pain getting ready. Bulldog and his Darkseer getting ready, and then yeah, an easy first blood for VP, and they're off to the races. I guess my question is, can Alliance stabilize the way that EG did? If VP do get off to a big early lead, do you see Alliance just being able to hunker down and coming back like EG?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely think they can. They've got the firepower. The Alchemist can get a stupid amount of farm off not very much at all. Uh-oh, that said Loda picked up. Split Earth misses. Oh man, how did they miss that? I guess miscommunication. That said, I don't think they would have landed the kill. Rocket Barrage was coming in, but that's Alchemist pretty tanky, and they did have the backup there from the tree throwing in the living armor on him as well.
Sure. I'm not sure, yeah, I'm not sure that they, even with the Split Earth, actually get that kill, but yeah, I mean, happens to the best of us, including Arsart, who pretty much is the best of us. Meanwhile, Loda just smacking Illidan in the face with this unstable concoction, saying, hey, remember me? I'm here, I can stun you for quite a decent long time, but it's only rank 1, and we're off. VP with the first blood. I don't see this really giving them a sustained huge advantage, per se, but it's definitely a nice to have.
It gets them off to a nice start. I mean, it pretty much means you get that early item. In fact, who got it? Gyrocopter got it straight up. In fact, he's going to turn it straight into a Basilisk. So lots of extra armor for them in the lane. And there's a lift once again. Split Earth coming in. They will manage to land that. And it looks like the creep tank a lot of damage there. And will they get the kill? Living armor should be enough to sustain him. And they will back off. Living armor I guess they could have killed him if they'd landed that stun earlier on.
Whoa.
As the Radiance Courier gets sniped, where did that go down? Where did that go down?
Precisely. Can you check that out?
Hang on, one sec. I can't actually find it. There was some trick you can use to find it, but I can't remember what it was.
You just need a hotkey for it and just use the hotkey.
Oh, there we go. I got brought out to the lane apparently to Loda and got sniped in the middle of that.
Nice. I mean, that's a big pickup for VP.
No, it didn't. I can't find it. That was me clicking on
worries.
Loda.
All right.
I have no idea where it is. My
okay.
career hotkey is not finding it.
But that's a first blood and 175 gold for the entirety of Virtus Pro's team. So, a great start, even without the kill on Loda. I'm sure in about 1.5 minutes we're going to hear a lot of disappointment about Triumph Protector and just how annoying of a hero he is, but credit to EGM and extremely timely living armor there. And Ake, on Chen, trying to make it happen. The Dark Troll Summoner gets locked down. It's still alive, just barely. It goes down. Nice unstable concoction on 2. EGM looks to punch. No, he lets Loda take it. He drops again, but that's 1 kill for Loda already. Meanwhile, Airman trying to make it happen. Once again, the Split Earth does not hit for Arsart, and Ake, now with the living armor himself. No, he doesn't walk away. Rocket Barrage, a big tool against that living armor, and Loda using the unstable concoction to escape himself. Eggum, EGM with those big treant punches, manages to ward off Airman from fighting Loda again, but I gotta say, VP, they are getting the kills. Even with a death there, they're pressuring Alliance very, very heavily.
Also, should mention the Bulldog almost got killed up in the top lane. Had to go to the secret shop and TP out. Also, should mention he started off with 2 stout shields apparently.
All right, creep cutting.
That's an interesting choice. Yeah, I guess he must have been creep cutting. Also, I think I figured out who got the courier kill. I think it died in mid to the Windrunner because it's carrying a recipe for Null Talisman. The only hero I can find who wants one is Queen of Pain.
Right. Yeah, that's a good kill.
Pretty sure, yeah, Tame by Wild. I'm pretty sure he picked it off.
Yeah. And now that actually, him having a bottle and Queen of Pain not having a bottle, actually puts him in pretty good shape in this lane now. Windrunner not in a vacuum favored to take this lane, especially against Living Armor. But getting that courier snipe, a huge, huge deal for that purpose.
I mean, this is it. Like, they didn't have the money to upgrade the courier either because they've been battling the whole time.
Sure. I mean,
still
just
a
look how
walking
much
courier.
Airman is pressuring Loda. Oh man, he's gonna take him under the tower. There's the rocket barrage. Loda quite low. There's the living armor. I'm not sure Airman can do this. Nice juking by Loda. Airman actually taking a tremendous amount of damage just from the tier 1 tower. Wasn't ever able to quite get out, but definitely using those phase boots to pressure the bootless alchemist.
I'm questioning how that ward is still there. Correct me if I'm wrong, but that ward there, that is a dire ward. It's on my screen
Yes,
playing up,
that's
next to a
dire
Radiant
ward.
counter ward.
Yep.
How's that not been denied?
So
Oh,
they
well.
don't have vision of it. It's not in the vision radius of the sentry. So they just haven't been in that alleyway. Well, they pinged it. No, VP pinged it. Whatever.
Yeah, no, but I mean, that sentry wall went down long after the observer wall went down, just looking at the timers.
Sure.
I just don't know how he hasn't seen that.
Well, they're kind of pinched for time. They've been pressured very heavily in this lane. You see Loda and EGM right now chillaxing in the fountain, basically. And Arsart continues to want to be quite aggressive. There's the Lightning Storm. I'm not sure how great of an idea this is, actually. And yes, he disengages. While Windrunner just continues to exert a little bit of rune control. We actually have KSI comes back. You can see Bulldog, by the way, doing his little cutting here. He's got the Soul Ring, the double stout shield. He can do as much creep cutting as he wants. And actually, he's got pretty good farm. 29 last hits. He's doing the best for the Alliance side of the map. Oh, wow.
There you go.
Now diving onto KSI, using that living armor. I mean, you want your solos to be aggressive. Here we go. Bulldog's being aggressive, but he doesn't quite have the damage yet. Actually, Sprouted, he's still in tower range. No, he's alright. He cuts through it.
He could have just vacuumed his way out of this area. As it looks like Gyrocopter, though, going to take a kill. Loda gets smacked again. This rocket barrage, that's a disgusting amount of damage. We'll take another kill. Also should mention that Aki finally found that ward and knocked it out. So he's finally got... This is the other big thing that they did. Like, not having access to that camp's pretty big. I mean, he's got to march a long way to find his extra creep, like his level, his big creep. That wastes a lot of time, which means no support. I mean, this is the problem with Aki out. The support for Loda is EGM, and we've established Treant Protector not doing a whole lot in your lane.
He's not even, frankly, living armoring to great effect at this point, because if the rocket barrage is on as you living armor, it drops like a rock. What's the damage minimum for living armor to block? Is it 5 or 10? I think it's 5. So every single rocket, and Gyrocopter fires 10 rockets a freaking second, will take off a charge of that living armor. And okay, you blocked a lot of that damage, but now you're facing the full wrath of the hero after half a second.
Yeah, so just checking the mid lane though. CS-wise, Windrunner is falling behind 20 to 8 versus 28 and 15 on the Queen of Pain. That said, still doing fairly well for himself, especially as we said, Queen of Pain is the stronger hero here. Of course, she has some ability to get around the power shots fairly easily unless Windrunner backs off a long distance to fire them. She is going to find a double... No, she's not, because the illusions will deny it.
Oh, nice.
That's annoying for her. She's out of mana now, and that really cuts down on the amount of spam she can do. And Windrunner with a full mana, pretty much a full mana bar there, can get stuck in very heavily. Meanwhile, Illidan, he's looking for a potential kill here. Aki needs to be careful, especially since I don't think Aki indeed does not have boots. Illidan could quite easily run him down with phase boots. He has got a lot of damage.
They've got Ensnare. Actually, Bulldog getting a kill on the top as well, but I'm watching this tense situation developing in the bottom lane, and unfortunately I did miss Bulldog using that aggression, using that living armor, which is only level 1, but it'll do against a Nature's Prophet. And now VP rotating around. They want to catch out EGM and Ake, but EGM and Ake using this little avenue through the trees very well. There's the rocket barrage. Illidan stunned up. Actually, S4 has come over. He rotated. The Ensnare is there, but so is Telekinesis. Split Earth, and wow, that was painful. A lot already on the ground. Gyrocopter dead. Ake trying to flee from Arsart and NS. Lotus stays up, and that's a big deal. Ake still alive as well? No. NS will pick up a double kill there. And KSI came down as well. S4 on the ground. I have to say, VP, the pressure is really coming to bear, and the Treant in particular. Only level 2. Only level 1 living armor. Is this enough to really sustain in this lane? Can Bulldog make something happen with his amazing farm so far?
Bulldog, yeah, farming well. He will definitely be a force to be reckoned with in the mid game. Looks like he's going for... I think it's going to be a pipe fairly early on, but the tower goes down there. We also should mention, big Wrath of Nature came through in that fight as well. Queen of Pain probably would have lived to blast him down with nukes. She's got, like, she didn't even get to ult that fight. She got completely wrecked, stun locked, and then destroyed. And Wrath of Nature was a big part of that as well. And it's interesting, like, I mean, they had him rotate, but Tamar Wild just stayed mid, and it looks like she'll be building the mech. So this is a big difference. Like the other map, the other game we saw with EG and Quantic got off to a great start, but didn't get those early items, and the mech was a big part of that. In this case, Windrunner will be picking it up.
That's a great point. VP definitely, if not learning from the mistakes of Quantic, then just naturally avoiding them with that pickup. I think this is very smart. If they want to try to actually win the game and not just win the early engagements, mech is going to be critical, and it's not like Arsart or NS are going to get it anytime soon. NS would vastly prefer a blink. Arsart would prefer any number of things. And Illidan continuing to really pressure Loda. Loda is very, very low. He's charging up that Unstable Concoction. Actually, they could turn this around. Yes! Alchemist survives with a very timely Unstable Concoction. S4, of course, he pays dearly for this privilege, but Loda is still alive. Lightning Storm, he escapes on barely any HP. And meanwhile, Tamar Wild, he's entered the fray. He's clashing a little bit, trying to do something to EGM, but these two Centaur Conquerors just warning them off a little bit. And VP... honestly, the first trade that I'm not tremendously convinced by, if they had gotten Loda, that would be one thing, but Living Armor, even rank 1, or actually rank 2, does a lot of work.
Oh yeah, definitely. That
Bulldog.
said, of course, they did lose Queen of Pain yet again. Oh boy, Bulldog into trouble. Shackle doesn't quite latch, so doing a lot of damage though. One more auto, Wrath of Nature to finish.
Meanwhile, NS in a lot of trouble. Centaur Conqueror stunning up. Ake with the Test of Faith finishes that off. Another trade. This one I gotta say tilts to VP.
Yeah, definitely. VP getting that, and I want to point out the skill build of Loda. He's had to make a fighting build here. He's had to he's maxed out Unstable Concoction, Acid Spray as well, no levels in Greed because he's had to fight so much. Wow. I think that's the right choice because he's getting no room to farm anyway. Might as well make sure you're ready to try and handle some combat.
Loda right now, and this is going to change in a second, but let's just mark this moment. Oh no, Ake, they're exploding. My God, they die quickly. Ake, in the blink of an eye, he goes down to that call-down combination with, again, the max Lightning Storm Leshrac. This is really doing a lot of work in the games we've seen today. And Loda, no, he's still tied for the least last hits in the entire game and no ranks of Grievel's Greed. That is an Alchemist who's feeling the heat a little bit.
Yeah, definitely. So we'll see what one he goes for first. I mean, will he rush? Just rush a Shadow Blade, or will he try and pick up an early item here? Just try and get back into the game with something like a drums. We'll see. I personally would like to see him just go for the aggression. Just get that flat. Just get that flat Shadow Blade. Just the threat, the mere threat of having the invisible guy pop out with a massive stun will make them think twice about trying to farm. And you're out of safety's range of the tower. Looks like another counter gank coming in on Illidan. Illidan, I think, has overextended as Darkseer. Going to move in here. Going to surge in. Illidan now going to have to try and phase boot out of there if he can get away. Surge about to wear off in a second. There we telekinesis. Call down. Where's the split? Oh, no splitters, rather. That's the wrong hero. But it is enough to pick him off, especially with the double damage as well. I thought Leshrac was there as well, but in fact, he's over in his own jungle.
In this game 1, I gotta say, VP are kind of playing Alliance like a piano. I mean, that Darkseer got completely baited. And NS, all he did was loop around from the DD run. There's a nice shackle from Tamar Wild. S4 now in trouble. He's lifted up in the telekinesis. No! He doesn't even get a chance to blink. They are really playing this to the hilt, Virtus Pro. And at the same time, they harass Loda out of the lane yet again.
Oh, look, and they see Aki too. I mean, this ward here has done so much work for them. They can protect their rear side. They know exactly when they come to counter gank. I mean, that was the big part of the bait, was they knew he was coming for him. And then we got the Surge. He stole a Surge. Yeah, he stole the Surge. Went the wrong way, though. Unfortunately, nighttime. Can't quite see where Chen is.
Oh, Tamar Wild, this is bold. He tried to cut a lane for himself. Instead, he cuts a lane for the Alchemist, who's going to start charging that Unstable Concoction. Nice vacuum. They may be able to chain that. Ake in a little bit of trouble. Call down will hit all three, but Illidan's a little bit out of position. Tamar Wild survives. Illidan, yeah, they're disengaging a little bit. Or are they? Flak Cannon still available. Nice shackle. That might be the entry they want. The power shot comes through. The Chen creep's taking a tremendous amount of damage, but Illidan, once again, a little bit out of position. The Surge. The Stolen Surge. No. Unstable Concoction from Loda says no. Finally, a couple kills for Alliance. They get Illidan, they get them out. Meanwhile, NS, he's deep in no man's land here. He's got to probably try to surge away. He doesn't have a TP. They're trying to pull him back into the Unstable Concoction. Again, nicely timed Centaur Conqueror stun, and that'll be the Rubik cleaned up. Nicely done by Alliance. They needed that.
I mean, yeah, I think at this point in time, Virtus Pro are going to have to calm down a little bit, pushing that deep in. They're not quite ready to fight that heavily. I mean, if they're going to do this, they will need everybody over there to help them out. Going 3v5, not going to work in their favor. They will trade, though, pick up a tier 1 top tower clean it off fairly easily. So, I mean, that's going to give them a decent gold advantage there. It looks like Windrunner is going to TP out back to the safety of base. But, I mean, if they're going to try and fight that deep in enemy territory, now that Chen has his ult up, Tree getting closer to that almost level 6 as well. And, of course, Alchemist with the almost maxed out stun as well, doing a lot of damage. Like, he landed those 2 big stuns with the concoction. Really, really painful. So they will need everybody to do this. Although that said, Illidan decides, no, I'm going to fight everybody anyway.
Oh my god. He's alone. Completely alone. Here comes KSI to at least put some help in. Loda already charging the concoction, going to toss it on Airman fairly early, actually. Second hit of cooldown, even more slow. There comes the second rocket brush. Can they get it? They may not be able to. They are chasing him continually. Yes, they get the last hit, and S4 stayed too long for his welcome as well. Alliance, sure, you can catch them overextending, but 2v2 is not a favorable fight when you're behind like this, especially the Alchemist. Midas used to just clear out one of the Chen creeps, and Ake in trouble. Split Earth from the other side. Arsart with the Lightning Storm. 2 more down, or rather 1 more down, and VP. At this point, maybe we see them transition into the hardcore push, because they have complete control of the Radiant jungle, and this Alchemist, he has nothing. He has 3,000 net worth, he has his tier 2 boots, and that's it.
Well, I think 2 games in a row, or 2 games in a row now, this is the way to poop on Tree. Don't let Tree run an aggressive Triumph because he can't do a whole lot. Really, I mean, this has just opened it up. And this time around, I mean, unlike the last match we saw with Quantic, they have a bit of team fight. They've got the cooldown there to team fight, and they can steal the spells from Rubik as well. So, I mean, they've got the potential to get a big disable, big heal, or big nuke.
Yeah. NS has had a great Rubik game, frankly. His telekinesis has been extremely on point. Some of his steals have been fantastic. The Surge, I mean, kept them alive much longer than they should have in that really weird incursion into the Radiant jungle. And here they're going to try to take advantage of it, take a Roshan. The thing is, I think Alliance feel okay about trying to pressure this. Or maybe not. I don't know. No, they don't. They're just going to let it go, it seems.
It depends whether or not, I guess the problem is they try and run in there. I think they can get staved off fairly easily with the stuns there from VP.
I think you're right.
Yeah, I mean, they don't really have a good opener there
and no
to get
mech,
in. Like Tree, yeah, and that's the other thing, of course. Windrunner has the mech done.
Ake's close.
They do have Hand of God, though, so there is that. Just, I don't know if they can get in there with it against the shackle shot and stuff.
They shackle shotted the 2 skeleton babies together. That was a little bit of a neat trick, but here comes the fight. Alliance maybe seeking to come later. The call down comes down. Loda gets hit by it. Illidan stunned down by the Alchemist stun. Nice Sonic Wave and the wall. That's actually a tremendous turnaround for Alliance. Already 2 on the ground. Gyrocopter about to come up from the Aegis. Can he make it out if you're alive? EGM with the body blocks. The Centaur and Snare. Sorry, the Dark Troll and Snare. Nice shackle shot from Tame My Wild, but that was a disastrous fight for VP. They've already lost the Aegis that they had, and Alliance want more. They want to go on Tame My Wild. They've got Unstable Concoction coming in 3 more seconds. S4, he's got that max rank blink, second to max rank blink. Not quite enough chase, and Tame My Wild will escape, but the same can't be said for Arsart, NS, and the Gyrocopter Airman. That was a tough fight for VP, and Alliance with a perfectly timed response.
Yeah, I'm surprised that they allowed, like, they bunched up a little bit too much and let Bulldog get off a ripper of a vacuum there. Vacuum followed up by the roots and then the wall as well. Ouch.
And the Sonic Wave.
Yeah, Sonic Wave. I mean, they just walked into like the perfect storm there from Alliance. Really, they should have probably split up and backed off a little bit there and just used the fact that they've got the 2 sets of high ground there on the dire side to really just sort of pincer their opponents. But in the end, they're working out quite nicely from Alliance and a great counter-attack from them.
Yes.
Should also mention that Bulldog, oddly enough, I thought he was going for a pipe, but he decided, you know what, he is going to grab a Vanguard.
Sure. He's had it for a little while, just trying to get tanky, trying to avoid some of the tremendous damage that has been incoming, and it's helped a bit. It's kept him alive in fights, and VP, it seems like they feel like they're under the gun. I'm not sure I necessarily agree, but they're definitely seeking to continue while they have an advantage to be very aggressive, because of course, Alliance, not a team you want to let come back into the game. They are good from a behind position, they can really stabilize. They've already sort of tried to begin to stabilize, and VP just want to close the door right in their face here.
Oh yeah, I mean right now I mean it's annoying to lose that fight and lose their Aegis, but like they're still definitely highly in the lead. 7.5k gold advantage. Although as we saw, you can toss that away pretty easily, as we saw last match. But you know they're still in a really commanding position. S4 gets shackled, split at the follow up, cooldown for good measure, gets nuked. Oh, S4 not having a great game at all. S4 3, 5, and 4 really suffering this match.
He's had a tough time.
Yeah, he really has not enjoyed this at all.
Oh, another shackle doesn't get it. That seemed like it should have landed, actually. Shacklenomics is something I don't understand.
I understand Shackle. It's called bullshit. That's it. So Shackle is full of lies. That's it. It never makes any sense.
Triumph.
If I fire them, they don't hit shit. If I get shot at by them, it'll shackle at a 90-degree angle. That's how it works.
Yes, it's one of those magic realism shackles where it just depends on whether you're on the receiving end or the sending end. Anyway, Alliance, they want to make a go of this. They port S4 in. He's going to clear this creep wave out quite quickly. I mean, between Acid Spray, Scream of Pain, they've got a lot of ability to stop these pushes, especially the Treants from KSI. And VP, they call off the Hounds. They don't get that tier 2. It's going to heal up a little bit with Living Armor. I don't expect too many Living Armors to be dedicated to towers, but if you're behind and you're getting pushed hard, it might be just the ticket. NS, meanwhile, finishes off his Naked Blink Dagger, and that'll put Rubik in a pretty good place.
I think now is the time where Virtus Pro want to calm down and finish some finish their next big items. This is where they don't need to be pushing like crazy, because, I mean, they're walking into the big Hand of God. Chen's almost got mech up as well. They're really tough to kill. Right now, they want to finish these big items. They want to get the mech up from Garcrypt so they can get rid of the root. They want to finish up that Orchid on the Nature's Prophet. Once they get those, I mean, they've got big potential, and especially since Nature's Prophet can get stuck in, and also I should mention they have the blink as well on Rubik. And they've got that opener there from Rubik. The thing is, they want to blow Chen apart. They need to nail him quickly, because he gives so much, especially now the mech is pretty much done. He gives him so much extra health, makes him, like, you think Tree's annoying, Chen is just the bigger deal right now. So if they can get those items to just basically nail him, I think they'll be in a much better position, as well as like the Shrek also pretty close to a BKB. Yeah. So if they just calm down for say 4 minutes and get these big items, they'll be in a much better position than Alliance will be. Because I mean, S4 will still be trying to finish off a major item. Tree has nothing of any value. Yeah. Darkseer, although he's tanky, he didn't open up with a team item. He opened up with the Vanguard, so he's going to be a while before he gets anything useful. Pretty much it's Chen. That's the guy. They kill him. It's lights out for him.
Yeah.
Alchemist, you know.
Sorry, go ahead.
I'm going to say, like, if they kill Chen, Alchemist, not that hard to kill. I mean, he's got a Shadow Blade, and that's about it. They can kill him if Chen goes down.
Sure. S4, it's got to be frustrating to be this Queen of Pain right now. Because of the difficult start he had, we saw him walk into 2 potential ganks and then be like, actually, I don't think I can do this. So he walked into Leshrac and Nature's Prophet, and then was like, I'd better not. And then he walked right past Illidan and it was like, maybe not. But here we have him in smoke with his haste rune activated. And VP, once again, this is 3 here, and this is 5 for Alliance.
Somehow the courier gets out of there. Oh no, there it is. It does die. I think it actually got the item off. It was a BKB
for
Illidan. Illidan, though, oh wow, there goes the root. Gets knocked off though. BKB gets popped as well. Vacuum comes in, and he stole the root. Nicely done by NS. Steals the root. Counterattack. Aki now. Hand of God is used. So is Mech. They might pick him off anyway. We hear the ding, 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 ding there from Lotus, smacking away with his axes. Not going to do a whole lot though. As you know, Tamar probably will go down to Bulldog. As we see, Telekinesis still 5 seconds. So body block. NS body blocking. Chasing off Bulldog. Nicely played. Chen's down. Queen of Pain's down. None in return so far. Fade Bolt. Tree is dead as well. Loader is highly in retreat. Needs to back the hell down. Teleporting out. And my god, Virtus Pro fought well. Fought extremely well. And I'm going to say on the back of Rubik there.
Absolutely. NS with an incredible fight. The Living Armor to start it. And then Alliance, as soon as they see that Living Armor come up on the gyrocopter, I don't have a window into their TeamSpeak or their Skype or their raid call or what have you, but I suspect it was something like, because they couldn't get the gyro kill. He turns it right around for like the 4th time this game, throws down the call down, S4 drops in an instant. He's got to get this BKB up or he's just going to be mincemeat. And VP completely turned it around. They don't lose a single one. NS stole Living Armor, Overgrowth, he body blocked, he was everywhere at once, and honestly just a greatly put together fight by VP, and Alliance find themselves in the unusual position of severely overextending in some of these engagements.
I mean, yeah, it's rough. I mean, overextending into your own jungle is never a good sign when you're having that much trouble controlling the lane. And also, we should keep mentioning that every time Aki goes in these fights and loses, he tends to lose his creep army. And he's already losing one almost every fight because he sort of goes in and then Nature's Prophet says, you know, I'll have that. Let me just take that. Frustrating stuff for him. And also should mention Orchid is done. Things are just going from bad to worse now.
Yeah. What's Alliance's route back into this?
I think right now they just really need Loader to snowball a little bit. Like Loader, if he can get like his BKB up, suddenly if he gets the BKB, he has very little to fear. Like obviously he got some damage there from Gyrocopter, but if he gets the BKB, and then even if like doesn't necessarily need to get the bash, if you get the BKB and they can try and save the tree root after the BKB from Gyro comes up, he can probably just ding him into the submission with his 2 little hatchets.
I agree. I think
especially if he gets a basher eventually as well.
Yeah, I think BKBs are the route back into this. They've been hit by these huge magic spells again and again and again, and Yeah, definitely BKB would help them stabilize. I know that Queen of Pain is going to BKB. I think you're right that Loda's going to eventually start on one as well. And VP, meanwhile, they're just going to continue pressuring, continue trying to close it out if they can. I mean, the courier delivery under fire did get the BKB to Illidan, which was an absolutely huge deal. If he didn't have that right now, they'd feel a lot worse about themselves. And Windrunner now with Force Staff. I did want to comment on Bulldog's Force Staff. I think it's really inspired. If you can push somebody, they've gotten, honestly, call down has been just huge in every single fight this game. If you can push the main call down target out of it and they don't get slowed at all, VP might have a much harder time getting these perfect initiations.
That's true. Also, it gets rid of the sprout problem as well, and even
True.
can be used to help. Can even use to help Alchemist close the gap, or push your tree into a good position. I mean, trees struggle to get in position for the overgrowths, like the big ones. They just use it to shove them into position as well. The other thing I'm a little bit worried about for them is if Jara can farm his way towards a Manta next, that's going to make Overgrowth. And this is the other issue with Tree. Once you start seeing multiple Mantas BKBs come out, suddenly Overgrowth is practically worthless. It's not like a Ravage, which it gets the big stun down, gets a bit of damage in. Overgrowth, if they have the BKBs and the Mantas, suddenly Overgrowth doesn't do jack shit. So that is a bit of an issue for him.
But it does seem that, like you said, VP have granted Alliance a bit of a reprieve here. They're just controlling this jungle. They feel like, well, if we're farming our jungle and we're farming their jungle and we just keep them to their base, we're probably in okay shape. The flip side is, S4, as tough of a game as he's had 3 and 6, he's pretty close to that BKB now, only about 1,300 off, and that BKB might at least keep Queen of Pain alive more than 3 seconds in these fights, which would be a big, big boost.
Yeah, that said, though, I think they might gun for something now because BKB has done a Leshrac, and this means he doesn't need to be nearly as scared because, of course, he's been getting picked off the fight. I mean, Queen of Pain sort of AoEs near him, and suddenly he melts pretty quickly.
Sure.
So with the BKB up, he's going to be a lot harder to shut down, and if they're trying to focus a lot more damage on it, just gives an opening for them to get stuck in. Also, should mention that KSI is starting to ramp up in terms of damage. He's really getting up there. If he gets, say, a Daedalus or a Monkey King Bar next, I mean, he could even afford to go BKB. And even with the BKB, he'll be still hitting for 200 flat damage. And he'll be really tanky, so comparatively.
KSI is getting quite big, and here they're trying to chase S4. KSI coming from the back, he spawns in the exact right spot. Does he land the Sprout? He does! And the Shackle. S4 is orchided, not that much damage on him just yet. He can actually blink out, so the Living Armor are doing a lot of work there. They didn't quite have the damage to do it. Not quite yet anyway. KSI might actually still go for the Scythe, I suppose, because that had to have been a little bit of a disappointment there. And Loda, by the way, long distance unstable concoction. Can they take advantage of this, or will Illidan just walk away? Or will he try to turn it around? Because that might be a bridge too far. No, he walks his way on out of there. I gotta praise him for this. He could have gone full out Roost Dodo, but you never go full out Roost Dodo. That wasn't a good idea there, and he didn't.
Yeah, I mean, he probably saw, because I see the aggressive wards. I mean, we've got ward there, ward here. Yeah, I mean, he could see the reinforcements coming. Okay, I don't want to fight uphill into that. Just back up. When he only had Arsart there to back him up. So I think the wise choice to back out. Especially, these guys could sit down. If he just finishes off whatever he's building with that Demon Edge, suddenly they've got such a huge damage advantage. Also, should mention that Alchemist he's not going to BKB. He's in fact going for what's looking to be Assault Cuirass.
Yeah, I did notice that, and that will give them damage, which they kind of need, especially with how fast S4 has been dying. But here we have a standoff at the Rosh Pit. Alliance saying, we know that you want this, and we're going to do our absolute darndest to make sure that you aren't able to secure it easily.
NS Stole Blink. You've got the double... I mean, you remember G from TI2? Double Blink Rubik? My god, that is so much fun to watch. You can see him make some magic happen.
It is extremely strong. I mean, Rubik, the more repositioning he gets, the better. When you can't predict what angle he's going to steal from and where he's going to cast stuff, here we go. Here's the fight. NS with the first blink. He walks his way on out. Call down coming down. Loda escaping to the northwest. Another nice vac wall, but unfortunately, the BKB is already up for Airman. Alliance just doing their best to disengage, and actually they will succeed at it. Very nice disengagement from them overall. I have to say, the Overgrowth timed at a perfect time after the BKB, not before. Meanwhile, Loda sprouted up on high ground here. Do VP want to fight? The wall is still here, and while the wall is up, VP aren't feeling tremendously confident about this. Actually, they're a little bit split up. 4 up on this east side, while KSI is under the tower. Of course, he's got his teleport. He can move, reposition anytime he wants. Alliance, meanwhile, peeling off. I mean, they used Hand of God, I think, during that fight. They use the Overgrowth, which is on a short CD, but they also use their Illusory Wall. So, does this mean VP just walk in and take Rosh now, or do you think they are once bitten, twice shy?
I think they can definitely... they know the ults are down. They know the big times. There we go. They're going to move... Oh, no, maybe not then. All right. But no, that's it. They made the right choice. Back off while the wall's up. No point. Yeah, they're just going to defend their tier 1 first. They made the right choice there to back down, not get over-aggressive. But there were a Shackle. Great shot. S4, so much trouble. There's the call down there. Can they get a silent top? Vacuum in. Stolen. by NS. What a shot there as he's going to charge. And still nobody dead, though. Surprising, a lot of damage being dished out. You see these heroes, but it's being spread out. Queen of Pain throws down the Sonic Wave, and the first one to drop will be the Gyrocopter. But they lose Chen as well. There goes Trent, and they're all going to die. Alliance falling like flies. Only Loader left. He's falling rapidly. They will get the Gyrocopter, but it's at the cost of 5 heroes. And it looks like this is going to gun for that tier 2 now.
What a bloody fight. Alliance hanging on for as long as they could, but in the end, VP just outlasted them. And once again, NS, they call it GG. They've, honestly, Rubik MVP. Is there any doubt?
No. No way. The end, like, no doubt at all. No way you could have any doubt. NS playing the game of his life there. Absolutely fantastic. That said, going at Game 1, the best of 3 series.
It's only Game 1 in the best of 3 series. I'm glad you brought that up, Triumph, because this is the grand final, and what a grand final it's been so far. VP and Alliance clearing through the competition to face off in this Radiance Cup Finals, and VP 1-0. Alliance, their backs to the wall, not that they haven't been here before, and we'll see what they come up with for Game 2. Honestly, a very convincing performance by Virtus Pro. I'm extremely impressed, and we'll have to see what they come out with next. TPL Season 5, Radiance Cup Grand Final, Game 2. Vykromond and TriumphOfMan are your casters. We will be back in just a couple minutes. Thanks for watching. Whoops, let's actually scope out the post-game screen before I do that. I'm terrible.